back in 2013. And we are underway on Friday Night Football. Thank you very much for joining us. It'll be Brooks on the first return of the game. Takes it at the 10, back to the 25, 30 now. And that is where he'll be stopped in his tracks, smack dab right at the 35. And that'll give us our first look at Davis Alexander tonight. He's gotten for 300 yards in 5 of his last 7 games.
Yeah, and last week, the fact that he was able to get 336, a lot of that was off schedule, which again, imagine you're sitting here, you're playing this guy, you play it right, and then he just makes a play after the play. You know, and if he gets going like that, then he can be very, very dangerous.
336 yards, 2 touchdowns in the season opener, 26 of 38. They'll start on their own 35, and they'll start it on the ground. And it's Tice broke 1 tackle, pushing ahead, and a nice pickup on first down. Let's take a look at the Montreal Alouettes offense.
Yeah, starting at center today is Saydon. I'm telling you, he's year 5 out of Laval. He's got big shoes to fill. Stepping in for Justin Lawrence. They're going to want to get after this D-line. He's going to be a huge part of that. And we just mentioned Tice. Listen, he got injured last week, had only 2 carries. Expect a very, very heavy workload for him. And I think this is going to be their game plan. Pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock.
Tice has 1 career touchdown. It was a punt return touchdown. High snap. Alexander takes it down right over the middle. He's got a completion at midfield. And a first down into the hands of Jared Stearns. Had 1 catch last week, and he's got a big one to get him started here tonight.
Dustin, this is what I love, and it happens early. If you see this offensive line here, we've got an extra big guy in, so you bring in an extra lineman. You have 2 wide receivers. You're thinking, hey, it's second and short. We're going to run the football. No, we get Stearns coming out of the back. Great play action fake. This is the game they want to play. Show, run, show, run, show, run, and then hit the pass.
22-yard strike to Stearns. Stops in Saskatchewan and Winnipeg. Flea flicker. Back to Alexander. Has time. Way down the field. Got it! What a start! They'll start it with a bang, won't they? It's Philpot, 45 yards. And Montreal opens the scoring.
Holy smokes. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Again, you want to talk about an opening script or having your openers have a flea flicker scripted and then to execute it. Watch this again. You've got your extra lineman. We're bringing everybody deep. Tice with the great flea flicker. And it's a great throw and catch. We get behind the DB, McFadden. Probably a little stop there and go. And just like that, you got 6 on the board, and the crowd's into it.
Oh, that gets the crowd into it for sure. What a start to the season for Philpot. Ridiculous catch last week, and completes it here. 2 touchdowns in 2 games. And Maltos Diaz out, and he'll stroke one through. Montreal leads 7-0. About 2 minutes in Alouettes. And they're going to throw to start. Finds Mittal, and Mittal will get the near sideline. Let's take a look at this Toronto offense.
Going back to last season, you know, they had some offensive line issues. So what they do, they got Dakota Shepley out of Holy Names High School in Windsor, Ontario. You want toughness, you want grit, you go get an O-lineman from Windsor, Ontario. Okay, and then you just see right off the bat, Mittal, to me, he's their safety blanket. The RPO game, which is what they love doing, he's got a great feel for it, and he's going to have another monster year if he stays healthy.
He had 102 catches last year. Kelly to throw here, right over the middle. And it is a first down as they go right back to Mittal. Let's take a look at this Montreal defense.
Adiemi Berglund, to me, I think what makes him so special is, yes, he's a star, he's got all the skills, but he plays like he's not. He's a grinder. You know, Canton Arku last week, unbelievable game. I thought his play recognition was phenomenal. And they say turnovers come in bunches. Kennedy had 2 last week, pick 6, and the forced fumble in overtime.
Led the charge on the comeback last week. Kelly down the field, and he drops it inside the 50. What a start to this game as Kelly comes out. 3 straight completions, this one to Mackay Polk.
We talk about, hey, what's the emotion going to be like for Chad Kelly? This is not an easy throw right here. When we roll this thing, you watch Polk. Okay, we kind of wrap the half, bend it in there. I call that a bank shot seam, or just like a pool bank shot. Pretty special. Kelly again gets this one away. Some pressure there, was looking for Mittal, and it's incomplete. That was a bit of a strange one right there. It looked like he had Mittal, and that would be the first read for him there in the flat, but kind of came back to the sit row. again, when you haven't played for this long, it's
I was going to say, how long does it take you to get into a groove?
There's got to be a bit of a rhythm that he's got to kind of figure out. And there's a lot of just the mental side of coming back from an injury is a real thing for all players.
They'll work 2nd and 10 from the Alouette 47, looking for an immediate response after falling behind 7-0 early in this one. Kelly, 3 options out to his left, steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off, looking for the first down, and he's got it as he takes it down to the Montreal 35. Something we know that he's very much capable of doing.
Yeah, everything's really, it's a great job on the back end, but we talk about that offensive line. You see the twist up front by the Alouettes. They do a decent job of pushing by the pocket. I'll say this, if you're an Argos fan right now, I know it's just a scramble, but more so for me, the fact that Noel Thorpe, again, brought a little game and was picked up very easily by this offensive line. You're kind of breathing a sigh of relief, because last year they did struggle a lot on that unit at times, kind of picking up some simple twists in games like that.
Yeah, the offensive line last year for Toronto, when you talk about maybe some of the issues that they had. Right now, that's Josh Archibald who's down. He's getting looked at. But just to the Argos, last year they only averaged 51.6 yards per game on the ground, which was 34 behind 8th place, which just happened to be Montreal. That's just simply not good enough. Like, not even 52 yards a game.
It's not good enough, and I think Montreal's numbers are also, you know, not exactly the case because of how much RPO they run. That's run-pass option. So it was really a tough year running the football for the Argos, which puts them in a lot of stress.
They've got Sam Hicks at running back to start the season. He's going to flare out in the slot to the right of Kelly. That's where he's going to throw, and he drops it in there. Hicks has it at the 30. Little stutter step, and he'll push it down. Gang tackled just inside the 25. First touch goes for 12 yards for Sam Hicks.
Yeah, Dusty, you mentioned Sam Hicks, and when we were talking to Chad Kelly, one of the things he brought up was this guy and how just impressive he's been in camp. I look at this early, again, you talk about openers, a little speed route there, getting your running back the ball. You'd love to see it again if you're an Argos fan.
And they go right back to him. This time he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. Hicks out of Abilene Christian gets his 2nd touch, first carry of the ball game. Had 14 touchdowns in 14 games back in 2024 at Abilene Christian.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've heard the name of the place Abilene. I did go to college at Rice in Houston, so I remember hearing it there, but I didn't think I'd probably ever hear it again. So I got to thank my guy.
He had 6 100-yard games in 2024. Played at 3 different colleges, ended it at Abilene Christian. 2nd and 6 from the 19. Kelly, some pressure now. He's got some room towards the end zone. Broken up. Was looking for Ungerer, and Kabianento there to deny it.
This is a tremendous job by the offensive line. Again, we bring 4 guys from the weaker side of the field here. And now all of a sudden, and again, I want you to see how this is all sorted. Okay, watch the O-line as we roll this thing here, and you're going to watch the left side of the screen. You see, 4th guy comes in, and back to Hicks. Great blitz pickup. We had a shot here. I thought if we put it on the front shoulder, it's a touchdown, or we could have ran for it. So I think Chad's going to want that back. But again, talking O-line play here, Dusty, it's a hot start.
Haralahu out to put Toronto on the board from 26. And Jason Moss told us he's the ultimate competitor at everything he does. And that sets the tone for an offense here in Montreal. He's going to take it now. Down the field again, trying to find Stearns. Just a little too much juice on that one. And it falls incomplete on the 2nd and 11. And Montreal will have to punt it away.
This is one I think just Stearns and Davis are going to want back here. Little traditional 3-man smash concept, which is a corner out by the most inside guy. We get behind the low corner. When you're drawing it up, this is kind of what dreams are made of, Dusty. We got to connect there.
Zima in to kick this away. Was 51.2 on average last season. Grant will take it at the 15. Tries the near sideline and gets wrapped up and taken out after a 50 yards on his first 2 carries. Involved in the passing game as well as he stands in to the left of Kelly. 1st and 10 from the Toronto 42. And this time he'll get into the hands of Unger. Broke a tackle inside the 50, and they'll track him down. Robert Kennedy is there to make the tackle, but another big gain for this Toronto offense.
Yeah, just an RPO action here, and you're gonna basically take this read off of how deep the DB is. So here you go. You can see the run action here as we roll this ball. It looks like, hey, I really like the matchup. It's a one-on-one. We have a cushion. Then Unger does the rest, making a man miss.
Right over the middle again, Mittal. And he's hauled down by Boschman just inside the 40. And that is the third catch of the game for Mittal.
Dustin, we were talking before the game about, hey, this is a pretty under-the-radar offense right now, speaking of the Argos. And I'll say this, the first drive was 8 plays, 68 yards. It would end in points. And they would have had a touchdown. It was more what the Argos did to themselves, not the Alouettes getting a win. And now they're marching a free will. Again, if you're an Argos fan watching right now, you're pretty fired up.
They need a couple more here on the 38. Montreal's going to bring some pressure. Kelly saw it, got it away. And Mackay Polk was not ready for it, and they'll have a little conversation between receiver and quarterback.
I'll tell you, I was just singing their praises, and they're obviously not on the same page. You got cover 0 there, which is basically man coverage, and they're blitzing, and it's a great play call. It's a mesh concept, what they call, where the receivers basically cross each other, so someone usually gets picked. That's going to be a tough one to watch, because if you connect there, there's a lot of space to run.
So back to work. Aralahu. This will be a 45-yarder. And that one is up, and that is no good. It is wide, and it'll be brought out by Brooks. Brooks trying to find some space. Gets to the 15. And will be wrapped up at the 25. Aralahu.
They probably feel like they've stopped themselves rather than the defense stopping them.
Montreal starts here from their own 27. Davis has a ton of time, so he's going to go down the field, trying to find Sneed, and it is broken.
Heck of a play here by Caesar. I like to call this a bit of a gin concept, but basically you have an in. You're going to see this as we go. There's a post over the top, but there's an in breaker. The in breaker's there, so this might be one when you see it here. If we can pause it right here, you're going to see, yes, right underneath, we had a in breaker. It's kind of more of a clear out by Sneed. But I like the aggressiveness. I like the aggressiveness by Davis Alexander, kind of early, trying to hit a big one.
Yeah, he hit a big one in the flea flicker, and then he's missed 2 other deep shots as well. 2nd and 10 now. Bouncing around the pocket, spins out to his left, looking for somebody down the field. Way down the field, Philpot's there, and he keeps his feet in. First down, Montreal.
Dustin, so as receivers, you have scramble rules, and Philpot does a tremendous job here because obviously DBs are worried about getting beat deep. So as the play goes, you run your route, and at some point as a receiver, you have to think, okay, it's now comes scramble. So you watch Philpot, he pushes up and then comes back. You can see Stearns underneath do the same thing. So that's the scramble rule. It's basically selling, oh, we're going deep, 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 and you get that ball to the sideline. That is something you would practice on a daily or weekly basis, kind of in routes on air.
30-yard strike to Philpot. Alexander now on the move to his right, drops it off into the hands of Philpot again, puts on the brakes, and is taken down on the far side by Caesar.
Philpot is cooking right now. Again, I love getting into the technicalities. What I like to call here is a stair step. So he notices we've got basically a guy traveling with him. So here we go. It's a little play action. And on a great cut there by Sneed, just doing the dirty work. But as you saw Caesar coming across, Philpot basically creates a stair kind of motion. You push up and then break flat for separation. It was, again, unbelievable job.
Philpot, 3 catches, 96 yards and a touchdown. There's 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. What a start. Alexander, far side, drops it in there, just inside the 5. What's the call? Sneed will wait, like the rest of us. The officials will come together, and they're going to say incomplete pass.
Oh, this is a slip screen. I've been talking at length about RPOs. When you watch this, you see it right here. There's your screen, and then basically Sneed stalks. Wow, we might need another look at this guy. Dustin, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Looked like some movement there, I think.
Sometimes I just don't even know what a catch is. That's pretty close.
It was close. It was close. Those two have such great chemistry.
Yes.
I'm surprised that they didn't complete that one. 2nd and 10. Alexander, look at the time he's got here. Right over the middle. That one in behind Philpot. And it falls incomplete. Davis Alexander targeted Philpot and Sneed 24 of the 38 passes he threw last week, and it's been a steady diet of these two guys again so far tonight.
Yeah, and they've got a pretty special chemistry. Sneed, Philpot, you know, with Davis. I think watching Davis get off the field there, I think he was hoping that Philpot on that one would sit in that window. So again, this is kind of early season. These things do happen.
Maltos Diaz puts it up, and he sneaks that one through, and the lead aired to arguably the greatest to ever do it. It's a nice place to start. Kelly is 6 of 9 for 82 yards. He'll toss it out to Hicks, who cuts it back. And a nice pickup on first. They're doing good things on first down here tonight on the ground, are the Argos.
Yeah, and this is, again, a pretty fun one for me. We're talking about early on, just kind of setting the tone, getting physical. They go in a wide receiver bunch to the left and just run a toss. One wide out blocks down, a little pin action. We're in very second and manageable right now. I'm pretty excited at the beginning of the Mike Miller era. Me personally, I'm talking from a personal standpoint.
I think Argos fans got to be liking what they're seeing so far. It's only led to 3 points in the first quarter, but new coaching staff. You get Chad Kelly back, fresh running back, and there's another one that's just batted away. Was looking for Coxie, who had not been involved yet in the game, and that one is incomplete.
And again, if you're the Argos right now and you're watching this on the sideline on the iPad, you don't really feel like you got beat here. It's more something you did. They brought 6, you know, there are 40 linemen, 2 blitzers. It was picked up tremendously well. You got a one-on-one matchup with Coxie. It's just a throw that we'd like on the front shoulder.
Phillip Brooks awaits this kick on his own 15 as Mike Miller watches on. Has worked well with quarterbacks here in Toronto. And he had McLeod Bethel-Thompson, led the league in passing yards. Arbuckle, obviously, a really nice season. And Chad Kelly and MLP under Mike Miller's watch now. He's calling all of the shots as Haggerty gets ready to boot this thing away as time ticks down to the end of the first quarter on Friday Night Football. Haggerty lets it fly from the 35. Brooks will slide under it, takes it cleanly at the 22. Runs into a little bit of room, tries to pop it to the outside, and they'll wrap him up just outside the 25 as the Alouettes